Smell what the flock is cooking. Flock up and flock off. Not true. You stick around because it's about to go down. You know, flock with the most energetic entity in the Eagleverse. Here on the Turn Up Tuesday, because we always turn it up on a Tuesday. We turn it up every day. Like, really, what the flock am I talking about? But what we got for our flock docs today, what we going to be therapeutic about today? Dogs, there's so many things to touch on because I don't know if I'm in a state of delirium or stress or whatever, but you know, I just have to step in here for my therapy. And what we got for your fly pots, of course, Jalen Hurts. That feels so good. Oh, before I let go, are you kidding me? And we will get, you know, we ain't gonna get into that. That's just what it is, bro. It's just something that makes Jalen Hurts so relatable, dog. Like him out here listening to music that we listen to. I don't know if you listen to. I'm a bit of an old school dude too, but I'm all over the place with my music. If you knew my musicality, you'd be like, this guy's crazy. Regardless of whom or what, him out there with Frankie Beverly and Maze, dog, is amazing. One of my favorite songs, Before I Let Go. Him out, you know, like, dude, and I'm Beyonce, you know what? I ain't even gonna get into the Beyonce of all of it, but yeah, and a cameo, like I just have so many. Anyway, it was just amazing to see Jalen Hurts out there repping one of his favorite groups, up there speaking for them. It adds another level of relatability to him and just the things that we love about our players in Philadelphia, like. And for especially the Eagles, just, man, just a level of cool, man. It's beyond reproach. I'm loving it. Not to mention, you see Jason Kelce out here in the Kingsford commercials grilling like, yeah, I know he's not an Eagle anymore, but, you know, we always harken back to, we'll always love Jason Kelce. But yeah, man, we're going to get into a little bit of PTSD. Joy Taylor, A.J. Brown, that's a little bit of that. A little bit of Morey versus Howie, which is crazy to me, and I mean, you won't be surprised when you hear where it came from, if I even recall. But anyway, before we get into any of that, let's get the nest keeping out of the way. Please like and subscribe. If you bought that fly, goes fly. Drop a comment in that box if you're flying with the flock. Even if you're not, do remember join the. Even if you're not, do remember join that maniac thing. Know the gang. You hit that bell, you get a bang while I'm on this YouTube thing. Let's fly. And while that's the maniac thing, let's keep the main thing the main thing. Hope this video finds you good vibes. Fly, go fly, skies. If you're not there, hope this helps you get there because we're about to go there. Oh, yeah. Let's fucking fly, man. Straight off the back, man. I want to get into that first. Yeah, a little bit of PTSD, man. PTSD. It seems like that's what's going on in New York right now in the giant side of things, man. The local wee men side of things. You know, I don't know. PTSD basically is post-traumatic Saquon disorder. Not to mention the disorder that's going on in their front office, but we'll get into that in a little bit later. But the fact that just what drives me crazy out here, man, is the level of hubris that not even hubris, it's just neglect, the lack of human decency that they have towards Saquon Barkley, bro. Like, it's just a man who was offered a job in another side of town, and I get it. I would be pissed if Jalen Hurts was to go to the wee men. I get it. But I mean, dude, it's like he was offered more money. The most money that he got, it's not too far from. There's so many factors. I mean, you could just be a human and be like, you know what? As much as that sucks, they're wishing not so much death, but injury on this man. And they thought when this came out, the Giants Hard Knocks, my boy hit me up. I'm just calling him up for fantasy dudes. Like, listen, you know what I'm saying? We're going to start collecting a little bit early this season so we get this thing going. And you know what I mean? We got to introduce some other people, blah, 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 blah. Straight off the phone. Yo, it's about to drop. It's about to drop. It's about to drop. We about to find out how fraudulent your boy Saquon is. I'm like, dude, seriously? Like, who's really watching off-season Hard Knocks? Like, we're really watching The Office Giants edition? Like, seriously? But that's really what it has become. It is pure comedy, dogs. Like, I can't believe it. The things that we're hearing coming out of this front office, and I mean, it's probably like that across the board, which is so funny. It correlates with fantasy football because it just seems like that's what these men are out here playing. It was just wild picking names and da-da-da. But what else would you expect them to do? I don't know. It's just odd to see how the sausages made. You know what I'm saying? No more. But I mean, like, it's crazy. And just the level of disdain and hate that they have for this man, Saquon Barkley, is beyond reproach. I can't believe that I'm hearing these things coming out of people's mouth. Because then he goes on to say, after the show drops, and I call him back just dying laughing. Like, he came at me with so much vitriol and venom. Like, I'm like, dogs, I'm just calling about the fantasy. Relax. Marquise, you know what you do. So, boom. Then the dude comes at me. I call him back. I'm just dying laughing. Like, bro, what's good? You know what I'm saying? No answer. I text him, hey, dogs, like, what's up? Like, what's all that tough talk? Like, dude, like, what's going on with the show? Doesn't seem to be what you thought it was going to be. Pure comedy for me. He's like, yeah, you know what, whatever. See if he's still playing after 6 weeks. Just wishing injury on this man, which you know me as the type of fan I am, just drives me crazy. Because I just something I don't like, man. It brings on bad juju. But you know, I mean, and I hope this doesn't come true. But you know what? Because sometimes the villains win, and I swear if Saquon gets ball, because sometimes you get paid back on the back end. You know what I mean? It's karmatic, and you know what I mean. You get what you deserve, and your team sucks because you said some craziness, and your whole team goes out, whatever, right? But then sometimes it's the other way around, where they put in so much negative energy on the world, on this man, and then I feel like he may be paying too much attention to it. When you pay attention to that negative energy, it sometimes affects you in certain ways. So I just hope it doesn't go that way. I mean, it's just funny to me, and I just feel like they're suffering from PTSD, post-traumatic Saquon disorder. They had a generational talent that they couldn't do a damn thing with, that, you know, just came to the better side of town. The grass is, you know what I'm saying? Where the grass is greener. You feel me, baby? Ooh, I love it. But not to mention, then you're watching them on Hard Knocks, and just the decisions, some of the things they were saying were like, and you know, hindsight is 2020. I get it. You know what I mean? But you know, their rivals, I gotta poke fun at them. They're saying Swift, oh, that would be hard to grab him, being that it's his hometown. Chris Jones is a possibility. Like, all right, hold up. DeAndre Swift, albeit this is his hometown, been here for 1 year. He's here on a $1.9. He was here on a $1.9 million deal or whatever. You know, he was still here on his rookie deal. Chris Jones is with the Chiefs, Super Bowl winning Chiefs. And how you think the point I'm trying to make is it would have been easier for you guys to snatch up DeAndre Swift than to get Chris Jones. Like, how's Chris Jones' name even come out of your mouths is beyond me. And not to mention, the craziest part was oh man, I believe the Giants got this gentleman from the Eagles, one of the assistant GM, right? I forget his name. Name escapes me right now. But regardless of what, he brings up the fact, he says something about we don't want to play from Le Mignon prices for top sirloin. Like, who are we talking about here? Doggy, it's wild to me. I get it. He's a running back in the current landscape of things. But, you know, some teams are proactive with this and they see the forest through the trees, and they're trendsetters, not trend followers. And I believe, you know, the Eagles and the Niners and, the top teams in the league, you feel what I'm saying, are the ones that benefit from being that. And instead of being on the leading edge, you're on the bleeding edge. We're going to be the ones that if it goes wrong, you get the cuts and the slice. But hey, at least we out here trying things. You're going along with the same logic that the rest of the league was going along with a few years ago, dude. A guy's out there for you to get him, go get him. And plus your money's going up. You feel what I'm saying? So just make it make sense to me. And then the running backs' names that these guys is bringing up. And then you feel like Zach Moss and Devin Singletary, I get it. Those are your guys. I can see bringing them in a backup capacity, similar to how Sirianni did with Pascal when he first got hit. But this is the retread of Brian Dable. They didn't work with you before, Brian Dable, is all I'm saying. You know, like, just make it make sense to me. Like I always say, man, the Giants analytics department is working still with an abacus. You know what I mean? Analog. I don't know where their brains is at, but all jokes aside, I really do have to give credit where credit is due, because all these jokes, it's funny and all, but at the end of the day, they're getting ever closer to us. Quite possibly, some way say they should have beat us twice last season. You know what I mean? And that's a little bit too close for comfort for me. If there's anything that'll get me upset at my birds, it's losing to the women. Oh, no. Yeah, so basically, the point I'm making is like they're getting damn close. And Brian Burns, one of the guys that they did have on their list, they did go and snatch him up. So they're making moves. That defense got incrementally better by grabbing him up, then hearing the inner workings of how they're doing the inside linebackers. And, you know, if we're talking about inside, no, he's an edge linebacker. What's his name? Isaiah Simmons, I believe his name is. He was always the stuff for me. I believe he came out of Clemson, you know, a jack of all trades, somebody that I've always had my eyes on. But we'll see how that pans out over there. But as much as it's funny and some of the stupidity that goes on in that room, we have to be real with ourselves and see if they're getting a little bit too close for comfort, in my opinion. But, you know, we got some dogs reinforcing us over here, our damn selves, being the fact that we did take their best player and he's now on our team, because they're stupid. Oh, God, it's like giant, humongously dumb. You feel me? But then after that, man, we heard a few things, some weirdness. I believe the dude Howard Eskin, his son is also on the Whip, I believe. One of those stations out there in Philly, right? And he brought up something I couldn't even, I clicked on it, but I didn't really click on it. But, Daryl Morey is greater than Howie. Daryl Morey, like, I keep saying this, but I feel like you can't keep giving them that caveat if it's something that's being done day after day after day after day, just throwing things at the wall, seeing what sticks, really playing Philadelphia sports fans for fools. Like, we could just say anything. Like, just whatever. Like, Daryl Morey, who's never sniffed a championship. Are you kidding me? Like, Howie Roseman has a Super Bowl. He's been with the organization through 3 of them things, won 1 of them. Regardless, he's up there talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like, I can't even look. Can we count on 2 hands how many NFC championships we've been to? Like, it's wild that you can even come out of your mouth. Not to mention, over his tenure with the Sixers, bro, I don't believe he's made it out of the second round of the damn playoffs. You gotta make it make sense, y'all. I'm sorry I gave it even air to breathe, but I just had to get off my nuts, get off my chest. Like, y'all know what I do this for, man. This is my therapy. This is where I come for the flock docs. Let's get this thing straightened out, and we're good to go. Give me my prescription. Fly, Eagles, fly. Go Birds. And we're good. USA. I love it. That's all I really need in the world, really. You feel me? And then I believe I was going to get into something about AJ. Oh, no, because Shady was saying something last week pertaining to Jalen Hurts' ability to need to step up, and, the big loss in the final game of the season, the playoff game, like, you got to take into account that A.J. Brown wasn't there, and you might not know what I'm talking about, but like I said, once again, just something I had to get off my nest, get off my chest. But bottom line, one of the dopest things I've heard all week was Joy Taylor with the stats. So the question, and Cam Newton coming out of his mouth crazy. But everyone's entitled to their own opinion. You know what I mean? Because certain times, I look at Jalen Hurts, and the question was, who would you prefer, Jalen Hurts or Dak Prescott? Cam Newton said he would prefer Dak Prescott to be his quarterback. And initially, I'm like, you know what? I can't really fault people because, but not just over the past week, because this is what we do, at least what I do in the offseason. I watch past games, way back games, all kinds of games, right? So caught my eye a few of them, Jalen Hurts games from last season, just over the years, and the arm talent that he has, and the fact that James Jones could sit there and poo-poo Jalen Hurts' arm talent so viciously, so strenuous, so strongly, is beyond me. Because I'm looking at the plays. This dude out of the pocket, he said, he's better than him out of the pocket. Running out of the pocket. And I'm like, that's just blasphemy. I'm at the games. I see him live. It feels more to me like you're going off a hearsay. Possibly not even a hearsay. Just going off of, what they say, believe half of what you see, none of what you hear. And he's going off of just what he's seeing on the paper, not even seeing in real time. He's probably looking at these numbers, But Joy Taylor, God bless her soul, said, "Oh, my Brazil, boy, what is you talking about? You want nipple juice? Shut up, need some milk." So she pops on. She broke the things that I didn't even know. Usually I'm on topics, because what was I going to bring up? I was going to bring up the fact of the interceptions, the playoff ones. That's the low-hanging fruit. But, that's what this whole argument is going to boil down to anyway. But no, she brought that work with it, like Shady do. She gave him that work, bringing out the fact of, so if we're going to do this sample size thing, we're going to do it from the time that Jalen Hurts has become a starter till now. And I understand where James Jones is coming from. Like, so we're just going to X out all of Dak Prescott's accomplishments. If we're doing a fair comparison, what are we going to do? Possibly, if I were to give an amendment, you would take, and it would be a curve also. But the only way that I could see you doing it is take Dak Prescott's best years and compare him to Jalen Hurts' only 2 years. And I still feel like he's still not holding my boy's jockstrap. Pause. But regardless of what, she broke it down like they're damn near the same in average yards per game. They're the same in touchdowns. They're just damn near the same in all these categories. Same in interceptions. Same in, I said touchdowns, interceptions, they're the same. Average yards per game. And a few other stats that she touched upon. And I couldn't believe how close these dudes were over the past 2 years. Jalen Hurts has more 300-yard games than Dak Prescott, bro. Crazy work. The things that the media is not giving us, and it should be incumbent upon us to go do our own research instead of listening to what they're force-feeding us with this BS, this Dallas Cowboy media, this Bowboy media that's circumvented, created, cultivated completely for them. We see it all the time, but don't get it twisted. We get our fair share of kudos and all that, and in certain pockets. But regardless of what, we know what's going on over there. America's team. Yeah, right. Gotta be kidding me. But regardless, she broke it down. So what are we left to choose after that? Then we're gonna have to go to the playoffs, right? And who would you take in the playoffs? Jalen Hurts. And when it's winning time, y'all, Jalen Hurts or Dak Prescott? Whack Prescott. Jalen Alexander the Great hurts. Or whack Prescott. Ass Prescott. Whack Asscott. Who, like... And James Jones couldn't even drop it himself. He's like, you know what? It's crazy for you to ask me a question. You know what? I'll drop it down in the comments so y'all can see it for yourself, man. Because right now I'm just doing it. So he said this, she said none of that. But it was just, I just had to share that with y'all. Let's get off my nest, get off my chest. Saw that on my morning walk today. And I'm like, wow, damn, why didn't I watch Speech? But I'm glad I saved it for the morning walk. Woo, side, man. It feels so good to be an Eagles fan. It feels so good to see a flock on it. Oh, yeah. So whatever the case may be, man, James Jones got shut down, and it was a myth as to why they could bring up wins in the playoffs as a comparison. Like, you can't cut off that whack Ascot Prescott's numbers prior to Jalen Hurts getting there, but you can't cut off the wins. Make it make sense to me, man. That's all that's all we really want from the world, man. Make it make sense so we can have an honest diatribe, an honest exchange with one another, with what's really going on, with what we're seeing on the field. Believe what you see. All what you hear. Do whatever you want with it, man. But till the next time, make it your best time. In the meantime, between time, keep it a great time. You already know how I like to do around this time, about the time, at the time, man. It's always Eagles o'clock around here. The other day I did that. I didn't even have an Eagles watch on. Why didn't y'all only say nothing, right? But it's always Eagles o'clock around here, man. And we got questions. We got questions for who? We got questions for all y'all out there. What you gonna do with Eagle Mania? Swoops down. Everyone's, wow, on you. Say it with me one time. E-A-G-L-E-S. Eagles. Yeah, we so close, bro. What, we got 20, god damn it. We got 14 days, 2 weeks. 2 weeks till training camp. We got what, 60 days left until first game. And we can't forget to say, Vasados. That's Portuguese for go birds, man. Lock it in, flock it in. Let's get the flock up out of here.